Okay, hi everyone. So let's start. We are looking at series 2 of June 2022 mock test paper. First 40 questions we have covered in a separate video. Now we'll cover 60 to 100, 61 to 100 for statistics portion. Okay. Just a few rules before we start as usual. First, the entire lecture is going to be in simple English, so no one should have language issues. Second, ideally you should solve the entire paper by yourself first and then come to the video so that it is better from exam point of view. Third is, in exam, it is not going to be like this section A and section B, mathematics, then LR, then statistics. In exam, they are going to give random questions, so be prepared for that. Okay. And last is we are going to try to solve this question in less than 40 this question paper in less than 40 minutes statistics part. Okay, so ideally statistics is where you can save your time. So even though there are 40 questions, you should be able to solve them in less than 40 minutes ideally, so that you get more time for maths where it is required. Okay, fine. So let's start. Keep your calculators with you. I don't have my calculator with me today, but you guys keep your calculators with you for tips if required, tricks if required. Okay. Histogram is used for finding. Now, histogram is used for finding mode. That is a pure theory question. You should know that. How to find mode on histogram? If this is the highest frequency bar, then we draw lines like this, connecting lines, and this point is the mode. Okay. From theory point of view, you should know this. Next, data are said to be dash if the investigator himself is responsible for collection of data. That is the definition of primary data. Secondary is when someone has already collected. The frequency of class 20 to 13 following data is, they have given cumulative frequencies. Cumulative means we add frequencies to each class to previous classes. So 0 to 10 cumulative frequency is 5, 10 to 20 it is 13. That means it is 13 minus 5, 8 is the actual frequency of this class. Similarly, for 20 to 30, 28 is the cumulative frequency. So how much is added? 28 minus 13 is how much? 1 5 15. So 15 is the frequency of this 20 to 30 class, but which is our answer, option C. Okay, just a second. Yeah, I hope the lighting is clear. Let's start. 64. There were 200 employees in an office in which 150 were married. Total male employees were 160, out of which 120 were married. What was female unmarried employees? There are two criteria, so we can write like this: male, female, married and unmarried. Okay, sorry. In all, there are 200 employees, so total is 200. Out of which 150 were married, so total of married is 150. That means unmarried is 50. Total male employees were 160, so total of male is 160. Out of which 120 were married, that means this is 120. What was the female unmarried employees? Now we can fill everything because now this blank will be 40. Okay, that means female unmarried employees are going to be 10, which is our answer. So 10 is the correct answer, option B. Okay, next 65. Quartile deviation from the following observations is equal to. Okay, now for quartile deviation, we need Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. So we have to find Q3 and Q1. For that, let's count how many observations are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, right? Fine. So how do we find Q3 and Q1? N plus 1 by 4 into K. This gives us quartile number K. Okay. So for example, if you want Q1, so N is what? 11. So 11 plus 1, 12 by 4 into Q1, so into 1. This observation 12 by 4 is what? Third observation. So third observation is our Q1. Similarly for Q3, we'll need 12 by 4 into 3, which is ninth observation. So third and ninth we have to find, that's it. For that, this has to be in ascending order. Remember, you cannot do it like this, third observation and ninth. Okay, so fine. Let's cross one by one. 1 lowest, 2, 3. So Q1 is 17. I hope I don't go wrong anywhere. 4, sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 29 is the Q3 third quartile. So 29 by 17, 29 minus 17 by 2, which is 12 by 2, which is 6. 6 is the correct answer for this question number 65. Simple question, just don't miss a few points like arrange them in ascending order and the basic formula of Q3 and Q1 and so on. 66. SD of first 5 consecutive natural numbers you should know. There is a direct formula for SD of consecutive natural numbers, first n natural numbers, which is square root of n square minus 1 by 12. So 5. So 5 square minus 1 by 12 square. So 24 by 12. Root 2 is the correct answer, option D. Okay, next. If the profit of company remains same for last 10 months, then SD of profit would be 0 because same means there is no change. There is no change or there is no dispersion. Okay. This is what SD is, what measure of dispersion. So there is no dispersion, so SD will be 0. Next. A batsman in his 20th innings makes a score of 120 and thereby increases his average by 5. What is his average after 20th innings? Okay. Now, let's say for first 19 innings, okay, his average was X. His average was X. That means his total score was what? Total 19X. Why? Because how do we get average? We get sum of all terms upon n, right? So this is what our X. So obviously sum of all terms will be what? N into X. So 19 into X. Okay, fine. So total is 19X. That was original total. Now what is happening? Concentrate carefully. 19X was the original total. Now he makes a score of 120. So we add 120. And now his new average will be this divided by 20. Why? Because now this is total of 20 innings. So let's divide them by 20 so that we get average of 20 innings. Because of this, what happens? His average has increased by 5. What was his average? X. So X has increased by 5, X plus 5. That's it, we can solve this. 19X plus 120 is equal to 20X plus 100. So that is going to be X is equal to 20. Okay. X was our original average. What is our new average after 20th innings? New average has increased by 5. That means 20 will now become 25. So 25 is the correct answer for this, which is not in the options, but it is the answer. 25. Next. 69. Sum of squares of deviations of given values from the dash is minimum. Again, you should, if you know the theory, then easy answer is arithmetic mean, because summation x minus x bar, or summation rather, summation x minus a bracket square is minimum when this a is x bar. Okay, it is minimum when that value is arithmetic mean. When mean is 3.57 and mode is 2.13, then value of median is. Okay, now for this we have to use empirical relationship between mean, median, mode. Ideally they should give that this is a moderately skewed distribution. Okay. So the empirical relationship is there only for moderately skewed distribution, and it is empirical, not mathematical, so it is not exact relationship. But fine, we have only that much, so let's solve. What is the empirical relationship? Mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median. So let's solve that. 3.57 minus 2.13 is equal to 3 into 3.57 minus median. Okay, let's find that on calculator. So I'll do it on my phone's calculator. 3.57 minus 2.13, that is 1.44, divided by 3. Do it in one step, don't write any steps. This 3 is going to be divided, right? So divide by 3, that is 0.48. So we now don't write it, just imagine 0.48 is going to be 3.57 minus median, right? So median will be what? 3.57 minus 0.48. So how much is that? 3.09. Option A is the correct answer. Okay. Next, 71. The mean of first 3 terms is 14 and mean of next 2 terms is 18. The mean of all 5 terms is. You can either use combined mean formula, or you can just take totals and find the combined mean, which is the same thing. Okay. Understand, first group has 3 items, second group has 2 items. So what is formula of combined mean? N1 into first mean plus N2 into second mean divided by N1 plus N2. That's it. So let's do that. 3 into 14, 42, plus 2 into 18, that is 36, 78 divided by 5. 15.6 is the correct answer for question number 71, which is option B. 72. Standard deviation of a variable x is to be is 10. Standard deviation of 50 plus 5x is. Standard deviation is affected only by positive value of just a second. Positive value of change of scale. Change of scale is what? Multiplication or division. So this 5 So it is only going to be multiplied by 5. So 10 into 5 is 50. For getting into more depth about change of origin and scale, I have uploaded a separate video which is very important because this kind of question comes in exam. Quartile division is, again, now this is not an exact relationship, this is like an empirical relationship. Okay, so they should specify using empirical relationship. Also, one more thing, they have not given this anywhere in the module. Okay, so just be aware of that. The relationship is that 4SD is equal to 5MD is equal to 6QD. This is the empirical relationship, not an exact one. Okay, so using this quartile division will be what? We know that 4SD is equal to 6QD. So if we rearrange it, quartile deviation is equal to 4 by 6 into standard deviation, or 2 by 3 of SD, option E. 74. The first quartile is 142 and semi-interquartile range is 18. Semi-interquartile range is nothing but quartile deviation Q3 minus Q1 upon 2. Range is what? Highest value minus lowest value. So interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Semi means half. So Q3 minus Q1 by 2. So this is given as 18. They are saying first quartile is 142. So we have Q3 minus Q1 upon, sorry, Q3 minus 142 upon 2 is equal to 18. So Q3 will be what? 18 into 2 plus 142, which is 178. Okay. Now there is a problem with this question, that value of median they are asking. Now they have assumed that, okay, this is Q1, Q3, median. They're assuming that median is average of Q1 and Q3. What is average of Q1 and Q3? 142 plus 178 by 2, 160. Okay, so probably they have this answer at the back, I don't know, but that is wrong because median is not average of Q1 and Q3. So this is a wrong question. It is there in the module as well. It is wrong, completely wrong, because median is not average of Q1 and Q3. If we take a simple example, like for example, let's say we have numbers like 1, 5 and 10. Okay, what is Q1 here? N plus 1 by 4 into 1. That is first observation. So this is our Q1, this is our Q3, and this is our median. Now if you check, median is not average of Q1 and Q3, right? So it is a wrong question, ignore it. Geometric mean of 842 is, so 8 into 4 into 2 raised to 1 by 3. So if you see that they are in GP, geometric progression, so middle term is going to be their GM, which is 4. Okay, next, 76. If probability of A is given, B is given, and A intersection B is given, then what is value of probability of A dash union B dash? Okay, that is A dash. A bar is nothing but A dash. Again, just a second. Yeah, okay. So for 76 also, actually you don't need to find much, because if you apply De Morgan's law to this, probability of A dash union B dash, then if you take that dash outside, it becomes probability of A intersection B bracket dash, right? We already have probability of A intersection B, 1 by 4. So probability of its complement will be 3 by 4. That's it, right? Next, from the probability distribution table, find E of x. E of x is nothing but summation Px. That this into this, m plus this into this, m plus this into this, m plus, and then MRC. I don't have calculator, but follow this: 1 into 1 by 2 m plus, 2 into 1 by 3 m plus, 3 into 1 by 6 m plus, MRC. That is your answer. So I'll have to do it here. 1 into 1 by 2 is half, plus 2 into 1 by 3 is 2 by 3, plus 3 into 1 by 6 is 3 by 6. 1.666, or C is the correct answer. Check when you press MRC, you should get that. Next, a husband and wife appear in an interview for two vacancies in the same post. The probability of husband selection is 3 by 5 and that of wife selection is 1 by 5. The probability that only one of them is selected is only one of them. That means husband and not wife, or not husband and wife. You should always try to convert probability questions into or and, which is very important. Or is plus, and is multiplication. Okay. Again, if you need any guidance for this, I have uploaded probability exercises on the channel. You should go through those. So what is husband probability? 3 by 5, and is into, wife dash is 4 by 5, or is plus, h dash is 2 by 5, and is into, wife is 1 by 5. So again, you have calculator, so just do this: m plus MRC, I don't have calculator, so that is going to be 12 by 25 plus 2 by 25. 14 by 25, option C should be the answer. 78. Next, 79. A bag contains 5 red and 4 black balls. Always draw. A ball is drawn at random and put into another bag that contains 3 red and 7 black balls. A ball is drawn randomly from second bag. What is the probability that it is red? Matlab, means the ball drawn from second bag is red. Okay. Now there are two cases. It is possible that first ball was white and then second ball was red, or it is also possible that first ball was also red and then second ball was also red, right? So let's try to explore both these possibilities. What is the probability that first ball was not white, actually there is black? I'm sorry, black, ignore it, whatever. What is the probability that first ball is black? There are 9 balls, out of which 4 are black, so 4 by 9 and is into. Now what is probability that second ball is red? Concentrate. One black ball is transferred here. That means now there are 8 black balls, right? So out of total 8 plus 3, 11, we want 3. Okay, 3 red balls. Out of those we want any one. Or, now let me erase this back. Or, they want probability of first also red. First red will be 5 out of 9. And second also red. Now one red ball is transferred, that means there are 4 red balls here. So 4 out of 4 plus 7, 11. So this is going to be our answer. So 4 into 3, 12 plus 5 into 4, 20 by 99. So 32 by 99, option A is the correct answer. Again, do it on calculator if you have. That is the easiest way. Next, if x be a Poisson variate with parameter 1, then find probability that x is between 3 and 5. Understand that it is not less than equal to, it is just less than sign. Less than means it cannot be 3, it cannot be 5, that means it has to be 4. So they are just asking for this, nothing else, right? Fine. What is probability that x is equal to 4? E raised to minus m into m raised to 4 upon 4 factorial. Now e raised to minus m also they have already given 0.36783 into m is 1, right? So 1 raised to 4 is 1 by 24. So how much that is going to be? 0.36783 by 24. 0.015326. Option A is the correct answer here for question 80. Next. Probability that a student is not a swimmer is 1 by 5. Then probability that out of 5 students, 4 are swimmers is. Now this is binomial question, right? Let's assume success is being a swimmer, so 4 by 5. Failure is not a swimmer, so 1 by 5. How many trials are we conducting? 5, right? We want 4 successes, 4 are swimmers, so we want probability that x is equal to 4. That's it. So what is the formula of binomial distributions? PMF n c x into p raised to x into q raised to n minus x. So that's it. So 5c 4 into p. P is 4 by 5 raised to 4 into 1 by 5 raised to 1. 5 minus 4, right? So if you go by options, it is clearly option C directly. No need to do anything else, right? Next, 82. In a binomial distribution, n is this, p is this. What is variance? Variance is npq. Here q is going to be 2 by 3, right? So npq, just do it, 9 into 1 by 3 into 2 by 3. So 3392 is the correct answer. Do it on calculator, that is also fine. That is the best way. Next, 83. Variance of standard normal distribution is, understand for standard normal distribution, parameters are mean is 0 and variance is 1, right? 0 comma 1. So standard normal distribution, which is denoted by z, follows normal distribution with parameters 0 comma 1. So variance is 1. Option A is the correct answer for 83. 84. In a Poisson distribution, probability that x is 0 is equal to probability that x is 2. Find E of x. E of x is nothing but m for Poisson distribution. So we have formula e raised to minus m into m raised to 0 first upon 0 factorial is equal to e raised to minus m into m raised to 2 upon 2 factorial. So e raised to minus m can be cancelled. M raised to 0 is 1, 0 factorial is also 1. So m square is equal to 2. That means m is root 2. Option A is the correct answer for 84. Next, 85. Name of distribution which has mean is equal to variance, m and m. So Poisson. Given the 3 distributions in the syllabus, so obviously of them Poisson is the only one. Next, if the difference between mean and mode is 33, then the difference between mean and median will be what? Okay, now again, this is based on empirical relationship. Ideally, they should specify that it is based on empirical relationship, but fine. We know that mean minus mode is equal to 3 times mean minus median, right? So 33 is equal to 3 times of this part, so that part is 11. So difference between mean and median is 11, option C for 86. Next, 87, relative frequency of a particular class lies between. Relative frequency is frequency upon total frequency. Now total frequency is sum of all frequency, right? So this is obviously going to be less than 1 and cannot be negative, so between 0 and 1 is correct. We generally don't write both inclusive. Why? Because if for any class relative frequency is 1, that means it is the only class, there is no frequency distribution, it is the only class. Or if for any class relative frequency is 0, that means it has no frequency, so that class does not exist, right? That class has no values in it. Less than type and more than type ogives meet at a point known as median. Again, a purely theory question, or if you know the concept of how to find median graphically, that will help. Okay, so median. If mean and CV, coefficient of variation, is 20 and 80 respectively, x bar is 20, CV is 80. What is variance? Okay, what is formula of CV? SD upon x bar into 100, right? Which is SD upon 20 into 100. So what is going to be SD? SD is going to be 80 into 20 upon 100. So that is going to be 16, right? If SD is 16, variance will be sigma square, which is 256, 16 square, option A. Okay. Next, 90. A non-leap year probability of getting 53 Sundays or 53 Tuesdays or 53 Thursdays is. This kind of question is there in probability exercise, right? Non-leap year means there are 365 days. First, understand 52 weeks are how many days? Okay, 52 weeks are how many days? 52 into 7 is how much? 364 days, right? That means every week is coming, every week, I mean, every day in the week is coming 52 times in 364 days. But there is one extra day because there are 365 days, right? Now, only this one extra day is going to come 53 times, understand? All other days will come 52 times because there are 52 weeks, but only this one extra day is going to come one extra time, right? For that, that day has to come on first or last of the year, right? 1st January, 31st December, same. What is probability that it is Sunday specifically? There are 7 days in total, right? Probability that it is Sunday is 1 out of 7, or probability that it is Tuesday is again 1 out of 7, or probability that Thursday again 1 out of 7. So 3 by 7 is the correct answer, option C for question 9. Next, 91. In a bivariate distribution, if rank correlation coefficient is 0.12, summation d square is 146, then number of observed pair is. Okay, so 0.12 is equal is the rank correlation coefficient. What is formula of rank correlation coefficient? Rank correlation coefficient is 1 minus 6 into summation d square upon n into n square minus 1, assuming there are no ties. Okay, so we have all the data except 10. So 0.12 is equal to 1 minus 6 into 146 upon n into n square minus 1. Okay, let's rearrange this. Let's take all this to left side and this to right hand side. That will give us 6 into 146 is how much? 876 upon n, sorry, upon n into n square minus 1 is equal to 0.88, right? So n into n square minus 1 is going to be 876 divided by 0.88, which is 995.45 recurring. Now this cannot be in decimal points because that means n is not an integer. Okay, so the data given in this question is, there is something wrong with the data. Okay, but fine. So this is how you solve it. Right now we cannot solve it, but this is how the question is to be solved. For 10 pairs of observations, number of concurrent deviations was found to be 4. Okay, just a second again. Okay, so for 10 pairs of observations, number of concurrent deviations was found to be 4. What is the value of coefficient of concurrent deviation? So what is the formula of coefficient of concurrent deviation? Plus minus that, I'll explain, square root of 2c minus m upon m, where m is number of pairs, total pairs, and c is concurrent pairs, right? Concurrent deviations. Now that is going to be square root of, understand, if there are 10 pairs of observations, that means there are only 9 deviations, because we find deviations from previous value. So for first observation, first pair of observations, there is no value of m, there is no deviation. Okay. 2c is going to be what? 8. 8 minus 9 upon 9, that is the answer. So minus 1 by 9 square root. Now why is that plus minus? We take that minus sign outside. So minus of 1 by 9 square root. So minus 1 by 3 is the correct answer, option C for question 92. Next, just a second. Hmm. Next is 93. Consider the two regression lines, this and this. Find the mean values of x and y. Now, intersection of two regression lines is their mean. So we can just find, you know, value of x and y by solving them simultaneously. But in exam, don't waste your time in solving them simultaneously. Rather than that, just put options if they're easy. If they're easy, just put options. 4 and 7. So 3 into 4 is 12. 2 into 7 is 14. That is correct. 12 plus 14 is 26. Then 6 into 4 is 24 and plus 7. 24 plus 7 is 31. Correct. So A is the correct answer for 93. Next, 94. For m by n two-way or bivariate frequency table, the maximum number of marginal distributions is. Now, marginal distributions is the distribution of total x and y. So there are only two marginal distributions. Don't confuse it with conditional distributions. This is marginal. Marginal is total distributions of x and y. If the regression line of y on x is given by this, and Carl Pearson's correlation coefficient is 0.5, then what is sigma square y upon sigma square x? Y is equal to x plus 2. Okay, what is standard format of this? Y is equal to a plus bx. Okay, we want this b because this b by x. Formula of that is what? Okay, understand first that b is b by x. Why is it b by x? Because it is regression line of y on x. So that b is going to be 1, right? There is nothing with x. So b by x is 1. Now we can use formula of b by x directly, which is r sigma y upon sigma x. R is also given. So 1 is equal to 0.5 into sigma y upon sigma x. So that means sigma y upon sigma x is equal to 1 by 0.5, which is 2. Right? We want square of this, which is 4. Option C is the correct answer for 95. Next, 96. Number of tests of adequacy is 4. And theory you should know. Should not waste time in that from exam point of view as well. Fisher's ideal formula for calculating index number satisfies all these tests except circular test. This option makes no sense. They have given both B and D, and this is option D, right? So forget about it. Purchasing power of money is reciprocal of price index number. I have explained this a lot of times in previous lectures. It is a good concept. Okay. So to watch this, you can go to additional question bank video of this index numbers and just go through the concept in detail because it is a good one. Okay, next. Simple index number for current year using simple aggressive, not aggressive, it is aggregative method. Okay. Simple aggregative method for following data. Simple aggregative, just go from the name. Aggregative means what? Total. So just take totals. What is total of this? I don't have calculator. What is total of this? 500. 800. I hope I am correct. So what is the index number? Nth year upon P1 upon P0. That's it. So 800 by 500. 1.6 into 100 is 160. Option D is the correct answer. Okay. I mean, I have phone calculator, but this takes time on mobile calculator. Our calculator is the best. Last. Cost of living index number in 2015 and 2018 was 97.5 and 115 respectively. Salary of CA Jitendra in 2015 was 1,95,000. I hope it is monthly salary and not annual salary. How much additional salary was required for him in 2018 to maintain the same standard of living as 2015? So you can just cross multiply. Just a second. Form a ratio. This by this is equal to this by this. Just cross multiply to get the answer. So 195 by 97.5 into 115. This gives us 2,30,000. So how much extra additional salary is required? 2,30,000 minus 1,95,000, which is 35,000. Option C is the correct answer. Okay, good. So we are able to solve 40 questions in 30 minutes. In exam, even if you take 35 minutes, that is still good because you get 5 minutes for mathematics, which is very, very important. Okay, in math, we know we take time. And in statistics also, there can be one or two questions which are going to take time. Okay, this question paper was relatively, I'll not say easy, but it was relatively fast to solve, right? Okay, so let's stop here for today. To get more MCQ practice, I have put the link of Telegram channel in the description. Do join it. And if you have any doubts in this, let me know in comments. Okay, bye everyone. Let's stop.